Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome to the Traders Reality Crypto Projections, new month, July, episode 41. All right, so we're going to get straight to it, guys. So, Bitcoin. It's quite interesting what's been happening. If we flip over to the 1 hour time frame, you can see that we have lines all over the place. But what we need to understand is this. Bitcoin has come from this small W formation, rose up over the weekend, and now it's come all the way back down and recovered all the vector candles. Got their shorts filled in at higher prices, and then they've opened them up, seen a profit. At the same time, they've built their longs. Now, what's interesting is this. Over the past 2 days, Bitcoin has been consolidating in this area. Funnily enough, this is where the previous consolidation was before they made a move higher. Now, what's actually happening is Bitcoin in the Asian session has recovered the first projection point, and only a few moments ago they came up and recovered the M4 pivot. Now, if we look at this previous chart, this is what I projected, that Bitcoin would come up to these points in the chart. Okay, based on from yesterday evening, 20 past 12 in the evening. 20 past 12 in the morning. We anticipated that Bitcoin was going to come back up only because we understood that this zone right here was showing support. Now, looking at the chart in real time, we can see that Bitcoin has actually now pulled back and recovered the previous green vector candle. There's been news released, there's been good news, and there's been bad news. But ultimately, the market maker shows his hand in and around these vector candles. All right. Where do we anticipate Bitcoin to go next? Well, it's Tuesday today, so it's going to be a very interesting day in the markets, to say the least. We've had the false move on the Monday, which was triggered right here. They built their longs at lower prices, and we are now working the psychological ranges. So we've got the psychological low, which is being tested right now, and we have come away from the psychological high. Whenever price is in this range, it's really make or break. All right, there's not so much, it's not that there's no clear direction, but they are working the spread that they set at the start of the week. So because the psychological high and low is quite close, they are working this zone for a particular reason. Are they building shorts? Are they building longs? All we have is the patterns of behavior that we see in the past. Okay, that's all we can base it on. Now, moving forward from that point, where does Bitcoin look like it's going to go? Well, we've got a new hour candle coming into place, so we may see Bitcoin go higher, and it all depends on how well they hold this zone right here. Looking on the 15-minute time frame, you can see that we've got vector candles at the lows. You can see stopping volume, red candle, green candle formation, red candle, green candle formation yet again, and it just keeps on moving from that point. This fast move, false move behavior is just fishy in the sense of the market maker is trying to trap retail traders. So you've got to proceed with caution, guys. All right. Flipping over to Ethereum. Ethereum out of Bitcoin, between the two, Ethereum is actually performing technically better than Bitcoin. All right. Look at that. It just comes down and hits the 50 EMA. Look how she pins it and moves away from it. So Ethereum is technically performing better than Bitcoin. Still above the 50, still above the 200, still above the psychological zones. Look at Bitcoin. She's still stuck in these areas right here. But in favor to Bitcoin, she is, look, the 50 EMA and the 200 are flat. So there's not really a clear direction. Bitcoin's still trying to find its feet. Okay. Now, back over to Ethereum. Ethereum has actually honored what we understand to be the first level of this W formation. Okay, so she's come up, retrace, and then she's worked up to form the second leg, recovered the previous zone, and now she's come back into this zone. Okay, so we are anticipating that if there is another cycle to the upside, Ethereum will be looking to take out this projection point of 2485. Remember, this is a short-term day trading strategy, guys. We're all about getting moves that are likely to happen, as opposed to hoping Ethereum's going to hit the 5k mark in the next week or so. All right, so looking at the way Ethereum is behaving, I'm just seeing that technically she is sound. She is so sound. I've got the main projection point up here, which sits at the 2671 zone. That's really important for us. All right, if it hits that point, then yippee-ki-yay, Ethereum is literally outperforming Bitcoin. But Bitcoin will always be the star of the show because that's where all the money is going. All right, and we need to understand the importance of following the money because, yes, when the money is moving into Ethereum, granted, it's probably going to come into Bitcoin afterwards because they probably took it away from Bitcoin to move it into Ethereum. All right, so there's a lot of play manipulative play by the market makers when you're seeing the fractional disparity play out between both Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, if you remember when Ethereum was making the move to the upside only a couple of months ago, all right, you could see that Bitcoin and XRP were holding. But then when Ethereum would consolidate, Bitcoin and XRP would move. So the fractional disparity is there amongst the coins themselves. On that token, let's have a conversation about XRP. Now, XRP forming a below, so just shy of the actual psychological low, and it's trading above the daily open. So it spiked the daily open, came below, and now it's come back up. So it's really important that we understand the daily open, guys, because that's when they set the intention for the day. All right, and if they can trade to it and then away from it, all right, then that gives us the strength of where they're likely to send price. Okay, because you can see here, look, they spiked it, came above the daily open, then came straight back down, consolidated, and then moved away from it. Is the same principle happening here? Spike lower and then come away from it to the upside. We will only know when the market maker reveals himself. Okay, so on that token, back to Bitcoin, we're going to wait and see for the new 1 hour candle, which forms in 2 minutes time. Of course, there's a delay on this platform broker itself. We've got 6 minutes until the new hour candle forms. It's important that this red vector candle hasn't finished to the lows. So the next hour candle should actually send price a little bit lower within this wick to move price back up. Okay, so that should be interesting. There is some news that came in earlier talking about China shutting down a Beijing company providing software services for virtual currencies. And yes, the result of that, Bitcoin has fallen. But what you need to understand is market makers use news to move price as fast as they can, because they can't do it with no reason. All right, they need a valid reason to not throw the market off, because if price just automatically just rises out of nowhere and it recovers or gains a lot of ground, people are going to lose their minds and going to be like, oh my God, I'm missing out. And then an influx of liquidity will come in, which could literally break the market. There has to be a reason for them to move fast. All right, and news is usually the opportunity for that. Okay, so be mindful of that, guys. Bitcoin right now is holding above the Asian session midpoint. It's really important, which funnily enough is around the vector candle from the 1 hour time frame. If you look down on the 15-minute time frame as well, you can see she's recovered the previous Asian session time frame right there. Okay, so right now Bitcoin is stabilizing. Okay, they've done the move. Now they're just going to let the retail trader get committed to thinking that, yeah, it's going to go lower. And granted, it could go lower, but it's what we need to wait for is the point that the market maker says, you know what, we're happy that we've got the liquidity trapped at the lows. Now let's start making a run for profit and continue with our intention based on these development of these moves right here. Okay, so thank you very much for tuning in, guys. All right, I hope you guys are enjoying what has been done on this channel. Keep an eye out on these videos. All right, they apply the information that we talk about in the streams in real time. Come back to them, refer to them, because we are effectively projecting price so that whenever you do come back to these charts and you look at the real-time value of Bitcoin, you can cross-reference it and say, okay, what confluences came into play on this video, which effectively led price to move in the desired direction that the video was projecting for. Okay, the power of projection, guys, it works, and it's one of the tools that will help you become proficient in this strategy. Okay, so mad love and respect to all of you guys. Have a wonderful day, trade well, and be sharp. Take care, guys. Peace.